What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. It's Hands Down Sports. It's another video. It's January 19th, and I am sick to my stomach today. I am so upset, my G. I just can't call it, my dude. Kansas City Chiefs win in the playoffs against Houston. Mike Trout wants out of the Angels. The LA Dodgers have all the best Japanese pitchers and ball players on their squad right now. Number 2 Iowa State NCAA basketball team loses to West Virginia. Powerhouses of Ohio State and Notre Dame college football, they're both in the national championship game. And the worst of the worst, my G, the Detroit Lions lose to the Washington Commanders in the playoffs, man. Stay tuned to my comments and reactions. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel because it's gratis. And don't forget, hit the notification buttons, my G. Thanks for helping me out. Hands Down Sports. Let's get it. So as you all know, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Houston Texans yesterday, 23-14. Kelsey had a huge game. It was really nice to see because, he's been struggling and stuff. But the dude caught 7 receptions, 117 yards with a touchdown. Everyone else that participated in the wide receiver category, Xavier Worthy had 5 catches for 45 yards. Noah Gray, 3 catches for 13 yards. The other tight end that Mahomes sometimes is able to find. And Kareem Hunt caught a catch for 2 yards. But Kareem Hunt actually scored a touchdown rushing. He had 8 carries for 44 yards. Isaiah Pacheco had 5 carries for 18 yards. He's just not the same player. Wonder how he's going to be next year, but, fantasy football wise. And then Pat Mahomes, he ran it for 7 carries, 14 yards, man. But the story of the day is Kansas City's defense played well. We got here C.J. Stroud. Didn't throw a touchdown. He didn't throw an interception either, but 245 yards passing compared to Pat Mahomes, who had 177 yards and a touchdown, dogs. This is Pat Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, a dude that's on the verge of getting his 3rd championship in a row, my G. And he only threw 177 yards and still beat you, my dude. I know it was a team effort, and they got some help here and there. You know why? But it is what it is. And the Texans, I didn't think he was gonna win, and he didn't. And next year, my G, just add pieces, man. Now, my most disappointing. Oh, man, I turned it off, man. I turned off the game. I was just like, why doesn't the NFL want Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl? Why don't they want them to win a Super Bowl? I'm just like, the window's closing now, man. I don't even have faith that this team can even make it to the Super Bowl next year, man. And I'm rooting for them. They're not even my favorite team. They're not. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather, cheer for the Giants, Jets, and Bills. And even on my channel here this year, I've been talking about the Ravens, because I want Lamar Jackson to win a Super Bowl. But if the Bills win a Super Bowl, we're putting a statue in front of that stadium before they tear it down to go to the new one. Because Josh Allen is the truth. You know what I'm saying? If the Ravens don't make it to the Super Bowl, or the Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl, and it's Chiefs versus Commanders, or Chiefs versus Rams, or Chiefs versus the Eagles, I'm not watching the Super Bowl, man. I'm just gonna be like, Chiefs gonna win though. The Chiefs are gonna win. They make it to the Super Bowl, they're not losing, bro. Even if the refs don't help them. I want to see the teams that haven't won a chip. They won 2 in a row, dogs. They can win it next year, man. You know what I mean? When it comes to dynasties, is how many chips you win in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Not even Dallas won 3 in a row. You know what I'm saying? There's never been a Super Bowl champion that's 3 consecutive times. You know what I'm saying? But my G, Goff, man, too many turnovers, man. You know what I'm saying? Interceptions and fumbles. He still threw 313 yards with a TD, but it was, so they should have kept it Jamar Gibbs all day, every day. The dude, 105 rushing yards on 14 carries, 2 touchdowns. He also, let me see here, 6 catches for 70 yards. PPR wise, if he wasn't on your FanDuel or DraftKings yesterday, you know what I mean? Like me, I didn't pick him. I didn't choose him. The dude did amazing, man. He's the top. He's the top dog in fantasy football next year, for real, for real. Let me see here. David Montgomery only got 7 carries for 28 yards. Jameson had that 1 carry for 60 yards or 61 yards for a touchdown. That was amazing to see, especially when Goff was, he had to come out the game and they had to put Bridgewater. And I was like, they got Bridgewater in there? I'm not happy about that, dogs. I've been rooting for Detroit to have a winning season since like 3-4 years ago. They're good. They had the best record or tied with the best record. They're 15-2, and my homie and them are like 15-1. Whatever the case may be. 15-1. They were both 15-1. What am I looking at over here? But the defense, I understand they got a whole bunch of players injured, but it's next man up, dog. These are professional dudes, man. You don't make it to this league because you're okay. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. Sam Laporta, 6 catches, 51 yards and a touchdown. That was official. And then my guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 catches, 137 yards receiving, but no touchdown. He came close, though. He came close. I mean, it is what it is. But on the Commanders side, congratulations. I actually have a friend here in Florida. He used to live in Miami, but now he's like Central Florida. Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders fan, apparently since before high school. So congratulations, my G. Your team is going places right now. JD5. Yo, Jaden Daniels. I did draft him in my Dynasty League, so I'm very happy to see this. But 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Then he ran it 16 carries for 51 yards. Official. Now, Brian Robinson Jr. came through, 2 touchdowns, 77 yards on 15 carries. Austin Eckler, 47 rushing yards on 6 carries. And they even had Jeremy McNichols, coño, 5 cents, 4 carries, 8 yards, and a touchdown. They give it to him on the goal line. It should have been Robinson. He should have had 3. But we'll talk about that later. Let me see here. Damie Brown is going to be on people's boards next year. 6 receptions, 98 yards. He didn't get a touchdown, but he caught a huge one that got him to like the 5-yard line. Terry McLaurin, he's a beast. He's their best wide receiver. A touchdown, 4 carries, 87 yards. Austin Eckler, 4 catches, 41 yards. PPR guy, you know what I'm saying, for our fantasy guys. And then Zach Ertz, my guy, man, 5 catches, 28 yards, and a touchdown. That's all I'm looking for. I have him on my dynasty team, as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting him to be number 1 tight end in the league. I just, JD5, your man's is open, babe, for a touchdown right there for 5 yards. It's all good. But the Commanders won 45-31. I'm just heartbroken. because if I wanted to see Detroit in the Super Bowl, and if they lost, they're fine. But now it's like you're at home, they beat you. You want to have excuses? Fine. We all the teams have excuses then. But my G, I wanted Detroit to go far, my dude. But what are you gonna do? And let's jump into MLB. So everybody knows that Roki Sasaki just signed with the LA Dodgers, making it a 5-man pitching roster that is straight all-stars, straight dominance. Apparently, if they can avoid injury, the Dodgers are going to win many baseball games next year. And a lot of people are very upset, thinking like this is like a cheat code. And what can you do, man? I mean, this dude took less money to go to the Dodgers. And you know why, man? Because his boys out there, man, Ohtani. I mean, if one of my best friends is on the Dodgers, I'm going there too. You know what I mean? And they just won a World Series. We're gonna go back to back now. You know, let's celebrate and let's see what we can do. That would be my mentality. But then I feel bad for dudes like Mike Trout. Like Mike Trout was mentioning that he wants out of the Angels, man, and I don't blame him. That dude went ahead and signed for a big contract, got all the money because he's one of the best players in the league, and his team doesn't win. His team, they look good the first half, and then after the All-Star game, it's like everybody takes a lunch break. And I don't blame him, man. Like right now, if I was in the major leagues and my contract is up after this year, I'm going to go play for the Dodgers for $1 a game just so I can win a World Series chip, man. My guy Julio Rodriguez over there in the Mariners. Jose Ramirez over there with the Cleveland. How y'all going to compete with these ball clubs? You know what I mean? These dudes are taking less dough to go over there and play with their best friends. You know what I mean? I think what us Dominican guys got to do is get on the phone, be like, yo, you signed me for a big deal. I want to stay here forever. I want to win a World Series here. At least one. It's called the Islands. Well, I mean, DR is not, an island. We share it with Haiti. But let's go get the best pitching and ball players that are Dominican, Puerto Rican, Venezuelan, Colombian, whatever, man. Let's go over there and let's get all the best guys. Because, if you go talk to Japan, I mean, that one kid, he did sign with the Oakland A's, which is pretty cool. And I understand they want to be on the West Coast. You know what I mean? But when you have the Dodgers right now looking like they're going to win the next 5-6 World Series in a row, teams like the Mariners, the Padres, I mean, these franchises that haven't even won a World Series, you know what I mean, at all, or it's been, 20 plus years, like my Knicks, well, longer than that, but how are they gonna, win a World Series, man? That's why people are, they don't want Kansas City to win, because it's like, oh, the same team over and over winning. How is this possible? Why is it happening? And yes, there's a superstar here and there, but all these teams in the MLB got superstars, man. But it's hard to compete when, you got 5 all-stars. Like, these 5 dudes can be in the all-star game pitching, and they're on the same team. You know what I mean? It's not like they got 2 or 3 of those 5 guys. No, they got 5 really good pitchers, man. And if they avoid injury, and I believe the Dodgers just signed a reliever that was playing for the the Padres. I know I saw that earlier. Whatever, man. But I want to congratulate Sammy Sosa. I know in the past I've made fun of him because he doesn't look like the same Sammy Sosa that I know when he played for the Cubs and the White Sox and stuff. But after 21 years, and remember, he wore the number 21, he is now a Cubs Hall of Famer Well deserved, man. Come on. I mean, I understand. All y'all know he had to use because you can't hit 60 home runs 3 times in a row, dog. That's crazy, son. 60 or more home runs 3 times in a row. The first time, fine, but you should have stopped right there, doc. Even if you would have hit like 50 or 48, the upcoming years, everybody would have been like, "That's good." Maybe he used it, but you know, we all make decisions, man. We want to be out there in the field. You hit lots of home runs and bring in a lot of RBIs in the major leagues. You are going to get paid millones. So, all these athletes are trying to find an edge, B, and I don't blame them, B. It's all about the dollar. That's what feeds the family. That's what keeps us in a nice neighborhood, raise our kids in a great school district. Toda esa vaina, loco. You know what I'm saying? So, it's nice to win championships, and everybody wants to. We're striving for that. There's incentives to be, an all-star, batting champ, most strikeouts in the league, all that stuff, as a pitcher. But, it's all about el dinero. So, we'll see what happens with the LA Dodgers, see how good they go. I mean, predict the record, I don't know. I think they're definitely going to win over 100 games. I'll go with that. I mean, they might win like 110. I mean, what's the record the Yankees had that year? I mean, the Yankees have paid tons of ball players to have them on the squad to win championships too. And, look at what the Mets are doing. So it's not like the Dodgers are the only team. It's just that it kind of sucks that, these guys are like, yeah, I'll take less. I'm going to go over here because, my guy's over there. You know what I mean? Or, I mean, I don't know. I think if I was a ball player right now and my contract was up, I'm looking to sign. Like, I want to send my resume to the Dodgers and the Yankees and the, you know what I mean? To be like, hey, you guys were close last year, or you guys won the World Series. Let me be part of it in case of an injury. I'm there to help you guys. Well, we'll see, man. The Blue Jays are trying to make moves, but it's hard, man. It's like, look at that. Vladimir didn't even sign for like a 5-6 year extension. He just took 1 year and said, let me get a couple of mil, and we'll see what happens next year. Because trying to win, but Baltimore's dope. You know what I mean? And a lot of other teams are trying to improve from last year. I mean, Boston was 500 last year. They didn't make the playoffs, but they're trying to get, a step up. Kansas City hasn't made too much moves, but they're a really good team. They got some superstars there. Detroit was very surprising last year. They made the playoffs. Minnesota's always going to creep up. Seattle, Texas was just a World Series champ like 2 years ago. The Angels in Oakland, man, I don't know, man. The team that I thought was going to win the World Series, the Philadelphia Phillies, now they got to compete against the Dodgers in the playoffs, man. And it's not like they are gaining like superstars, left and right like the Dodgers are. Milwaukee's good, that's going to be a team to watch next year. St. Louis is trying to make a move to improve. The Cubs, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to see Cincinnati, improve from last year. They got De La Cruz over there, electric, that dude's nice, man. But of course, San Diego is nice, so, and that's their rival, the Dodgers. So just imagine how they're going into the season, and they lost one of their relievers to the Dodgers yesterday. Arizona picked up a starting pitcher. Let me see if I can see it real quick here. Burns, right? He signed with the D-backs. He's good. That's going to definitely get him some more wins next year. And in San Francisco, they were basically like a 500 squad, and they brought in Verlander. It's always nice to bring those type of veterans into your squad. Colorado, they're probably going to lose another 100 games. But anyways, enjoy the NBA games today. Miami Heat, the Spurs are coming into town. The Orlando Magic, they have Denver Nuggets coming into town. But of course, with these games at 3 and 6 o'clock, we're probably not going to be watching them. We'll be tuning in into that NFL because their playoffs are basically the thing to watch right now. I think the Philadelphia Eagles will beat the Rams. Apparently, they told me that it's snowing out in Philadelphia. I don't expect the Rams to do that good, but you never know, man. The way things are going now, I mean, Hands Down Sports says like this, babe. This is how I'm going to end my segment. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for helping me out, my G. And I'm going to say it like this. If it's not Baltimore and if it's not the Bills, I'm not watching. If those two teams are not in the Super Bowl, because one of them is going to lose today, right? And then they got to face Kansas City. And one of them got to beat Kansas City in their house. You know what I mean? Just like Brady did when he came through with Tampa. So, if those two teams don't make it, I'm not watching. I don't care if the Kansas City are playing the Eagles, which, I love Hurts. I'm a big fan of his. A.J. Brown and stuff. I don't care if they face the Rams as a rematch. I mean, the Philly would be a rematch as well. And I don't care if it's the Commanders. And JD5 is, probably the best fantasy quarterback right now for the 2026 season. But, my G, I'm not going to watch, man. Hands Down Sports won't watch the Super Bowl if it's not the Ravens or the Bills in that contest, man. Teams that have, I know the Ravens have won a Super Bowl in the past, but it's Derrick Henry. Come on, babe. Derrick Henry, son. One of the greatest rushers of all time, man. Come on. And Lamar Jackson. They just need one, babe. They don't have to win ever again. You know what I mean? And Josh Allen, he needs a championship to go with that resume as well. And for him to bring a Super Bowl to the Buffalo Bills, man, before they go to the next stadium, dogs, that would be epic, man. So I'm praying and I'm hoping that one of those two teams make it to the Super Bowl because Detroit lost. Pobrecito Detroit, man. But anyways, Hands Down Sports, ya estamos aquí.